In this tutorial, I will be re-autoing Koneko Chikara Act 1 VCV. Okay, I kind of previously cleared the auto, so that might be a bit disconcerting. I can annotate that in later. Anyway, first things first, find your ka file. It's usually one of the ones with the largest gap in between syllables, like naturally, so I usually choose that one. In Koneko's case, it ended up being, I think it was kie or something. In any case, one of the S or K files should do. If you don't quite know what to choose, then I really do suggest ka. It's generally a good all-rounder. Okay, now, enlarging this. Basically, we're going to find the end of the first ka sound and the start of the next ka sound. So just pull all of those out to a random area, just to, get us started. And find where your voice starts to go louder, or if you don't have a point like that, just arbitrarily choose a spot that isn't too far away from the end of your note. Okay, now, the red note goes straight after the consonant of the note that you're trying to auto right now, dub. And the overlap, the green line, should go about somewhere between either a third of the way towards the red line or at the end of the previous vowel. It really depends on your recordings and how well you made them. Anyway, now at this point I'm rounding up all of the numbers that I just did there to a nice neat number, just because I'm a neat freak like that. You can go past this if you want, but I quite like it. It just makes everything seem a bit more dealable with. Don't change the front offset, you don't need to. Now since this changed all your things, you're going to have to move the front offset until the red line is in between the consonant and the vowel again. Okay, now choose a random minus number and put it in the back offset. I usually choose about -600 because that's the speed most people record. You may want to change the pink zone as well around now, make it a little smaller, and change the minus number until it cuts off about that much. I'm sorry, I'm babbling and being off time. Oh, yeah, and at this point, my music stopped buffering, so I had to restart that. Anyway, open the auto in text file form. Press OK here first, exit. Then open the auto in text file form, because it's much easier this way. You don't want to go copy pasting down the whole of the... it's terrible, okay? This is really the way to go. Anyway, find your ka file, or whatever you decided to auto for that. On the list. There. Now copy everything but the front. No, just copy everything, apparently. Now go to replace and find the commas that you put the numbers in between and replace with that, but delete the front offset. You don't want that to be copied onto every note. It's not going to be the same. You just press replace all. And there you go. All of your offsets and various other bits and pieces are done. You will only need to move the front offset ever for the rest of the time that you are autoing. Some people this can be a bit disconcerting, but don't move around anything else. What you need to do is go back to your voice bank and press reload. And all of the stuff should pop up as it appears in the text document. Now, when you're moving the front offset, what you need to be doing is making sure that the red line is in place. Nothing else has a specific point except the back and front offsets. Now, the red line always needs to go just as the consonant finishes and the vowel begins. No matter how long the consonant is, like, quite seriously, unless it is actually cutting off the previous vowel. You see, this is where I found out that my back offset was actually a bit too large and needed to edit that a bit. I think I changed it to -650 instead. That ended up working a lot better. This is so that you don't get, like, other consonants when you have long notes, because you don't exactly want sas instead of sa, you know? It just doesn't work that way. La 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 la. I'm probably speaking too fast. I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm doing a proper voiceover. Anyway. Reload again if you made any changes. Okay. Waiting for 1,260 notes to load. I'm sorry. My computer likes to lag when I use VCV banks. And I believe I forgot to save the Oto file. Always remember to save the Oto file before you reload. That's a really good idea. Lol. Okay. Now, it will reflect what the text document says. Again, lol. Just need to make sure I save that. Go back to moving the front offset until it's where you need it to be. I ended up making the red line a bit larger than this, by the way, which is why the ends up a bit too far ahead of the thing. Dup. Anyway, as you can see, still only moving the front cut offset, okay? Okay. Do you get it yet? Probably. I'm just babbling because I can. When you record VCVs, it's really, really good and fairly important to have a good quality microphone so that you can actually see where the consonants are. Otherwise, it's just a blur of waves and you can't tell where you're supposed to be putting the red line, and it's kind of a hit and miss thing. I noticed this when I was Otoing standalone Fuko Zombies standalone voice bank, which I never finished. I'm sorry about that. And Nova's voice bank. It makes it very, very, very difficult. Yeah. And you pretty much go like this for quite a while. There's some other tips and tricks that I could be showing you right now. I just didn't think to put them in when I was recording. I may make a couple more videos to show alongside this one. One of these things is, if you've recorded using Guide BGM that comes with Orema, all of your recordings will be fairly similar in size, and you should actually just be able to type all of the front offsets in by hand and have them relatively accurate, which means less dragging around everything, which is a lot easier. Okay, when you're doing vowels, it'd be nice if you did the same as Inu Tomboyo right here, because oh my god, she made it so easy. A lot of people slur their vowels together like ah, you, etc. She actually put a little strain in between them so that you can see where you're supposed to be otoing. Yeah, that's really helpful. Otherwise your vowels come out all slurry and horrible and it takes ages to figure out where you've gone wrong. Yeah, this is where I started typing in offsets, because I figured out that Konekos were fairly accurate and similar, which was rather nice, I have to say. Otoing her is a bit of a pleasure. I've only had like 2 files that were any trouble. You've probably stopped watching by now because I'm taking so long to Oto this. I apologize for that. There isn't really even a point since I didn't record her singing. But if you're having trouble understanding what I'm doing, this should probably finish it off. While we're watching me mindlessly otoing right here, I will take the chance to say that I cleared this Oto beforehand. That's the reason why she's completely aliased, you know, whatever. Why she has all her file names there. What I usually do is copy the rec list, like the Oto of the UTAUs whose rec list I used. So say I used Ritsu's 7 Mora rec list, then I would copy Ritsu's Oto into Heiao's Oto and not use Ritsu's settings. Please, oh god, do not do that. It's a terrible idea. It turns out really slurry, as you can see with Heiao's old act. And most other VCV overseas acts. Anyway, after you do that, go to the Find Replace tool, type in numbers from 1 to 9, and replace them with nothing, or 0. Your choice. I usually choose nothing, it's easier. Once you've done that, all your, like, second vowels, like, you know, R or tu type sounds probably won't be there anymore. But it's worth it because you don't have to spend, like, 4 days trying to alias your bank, okay? Another thing is you'll need to remove the a dash as well. So numbers 0 to 9 and dashes when you're clearing your Oto for refitting, okay? Alternatively, you could probably just... Yeah, too hard to explain. Doesn't matter. I will just record another video or something. Dub. Anyway, I hope this has helped somewhat. I may redo the voiceover if I don't like it or it turns out too confusing for you guys, which it probably is. I tried to be helpful. I'm really tired, so if it's terrible, don't mind me. Just say so and I'll redo it. And then this is the bit you can't hear because I'm stupid and forgot to record it.